You are an event organizer and you want to sell tickets online. You know the stress that comes with producing an event and selling tickets. At VIPsocio, we have created the most revolutionary ticketing portal. You can sell tickets, promote your event, track sales, easily check in guests, and even accept cash and credit payments at the door using our VIPsocio Manager app. On VIPsocio, you get instant funding. You get your money as soon as the tickets are bought. No more waiting to get paid after the event. Sign up today. Create your first event, and we will automatically create a special promo webpage for you with all your events on display for your followers to see. Together, we can create a vibrant community with events that appeal to all our unique interests, such as art, music, workshops, and culture. At VIPsocio, we do the hard work so you can focus on producing spectacular events.
If you are an event organizer, we know the stress that comes with producing an event. That's why at VIPsocio, we have created some features that will make the process as quick, easy, and seamless as possible, because we value your time. Features like instant funding. You get your money right away as tickets are sold. No more waiting to get paid after the event. Ticket scanner at the door to reduce wait times and eliminate long lines. Or bottle service to help maximize your profits. Accept cash and credit card payments at the door using the VIPsocio Manager app, collecting customer information and growing your database. How about our in-app messaging and check-in features to help improve attendee interactions, and so much more? VIPsocio is also free for all free events. Together, we can create a vibrant urban community with events that appeal to all unique interests, especially within our diverse communities.
And diverse communities, you hear me? That includes me, that includes you. You know what I'm saying? The VIPsocio is so dynamic, so versatile, so inclusive that they don't just want to leave anybody out. You know what I'm saying? We want to service everyone, you feel me? And so, my name is Brother Shaw. Also go by the name Devontae D. Peters. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all, tapping into this live stream, this platform. We have some great information, some great speakers, all of that. You know what I'm talking about? And just to introduce myself, they call me Brother Shaw. I also go by Devontae Peters. I happen to be a community activist, a hip hop artist, and a entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? I just opened my store called The Alkaline Hour, where we transitioned to a storefront. You know what I'm saying? From a home-based business to a storefront, and just having all these different herbs like sea moss and soursop, and all of these different herbs that Black people like us, can benefit from. I seen that it was a wonderful opportunity to align myself with a company that is as dynamic as VIPsocio was created, engineered by people that look like us, by us. Okay, let's just say us. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? And what it is doing, it is looking to get people like you, like myself, on this platform and utilize the services. Why? Because these services are much more cost effective than Eventbrite, much more robust and streamlined than Etsy. You understand me? So we got Bletsy, we got the Black Etsy, the Black Eventbrite, which is VIPsocio. You know what I'm saying? So, can I tell y'all just a little bit about VIPsocio? I know y'all watch the videos and the commercials. Y'all got, a little informed, but let me just break it down to you if you needed a little more information, and then we're going to get on to it. Is that okay? That's all right? I bet. Okay, so since 2017, y'all, 3 years in the game, VIPsocio has been reaching out to organizations and entrepreneurs like you and like me. You hear me? Viewers who are pioneering the Afro cultural movement. The pioneer. We're pioneers. That means us, y'all. That means you. Wake up. VIPsocio is a Black-owned media outlet. Can I say that one more time? VIPsocio is a Black-owned media outlet. Let me get some snaps on that one, okay? The outlet for ticketing and the urban market that is built by us for us, okay? Unlike a lot of these other so-called Black-owned institutions. All right, so they are a startup with a niche market. They got a niche, y'all. That means they know what they doing. They specialize and they focused, okay? So and their service is free. For free events. You got a free event, your event free, put it on VIPsocio. It's gonna be free. You know what I'm saying? But it is more expensive. It is much more cost effective than a lot of these other ticketing platforms, such as Eventbrite. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, and yes, they provide instant funding, money in your account once the ticket has been purchased or the product has been purchased. Money in your account. You don't got to wait on it. That's yours and you need it now, okay? So tap into VIPsocio if that is something that is of relevance of you. If you're an entrepreneur, a business, a actor, a creative, or whatever have you, whatever your skill set, you definitely want to align yourself with this company. You definitely want to be you want to be at VIP, right? Okay, so get socialized in VIPsocio. You're going to be a VIP, you hear me? So, like I said, it was my pleasure to invite you to join the VIPsocio family. I sincerely hope you will consider using their platform for your future events or marketplace to keep you and your priceless contribution into our community. What does that mean? That means we need you. The community needs you to be a part of VIPsocio. They have a platform, a audience that's waiting to consume your products. Don't miss out on that market right on VIPsocio. You see, tonight, let me tell you about tonight. Can I tell you about tonight? I bet. Well, tonight we have a panel of influencers, y'all, who are involved with government in the voting process in some shape or fashion. Do you know that young people in Dallas, Texas, at least on the local level, age group 18 or 35, that we vote at a 0.2%? A 0.2, that's not even a whole percent. You know what I'm saying? So we need to make a change, y'all. We need drastic change in today's society. Y'all know what's going on. I don't have to convince you, persuade you, or show you what's going on. But we need change now. And the only time we need change is not when we're trying to break a $20 bill, but we need change when we're election season. So get up and get out there and vote and listen to some of these panelists, if you will.
Dallas, Texas, win at any cost mentality because they want to control someone that they can't, John Price.
Price is frequently the center of media attention, most recently for coordinating weekly protests at KXAS-TV.
I did not do anything wrong, okay? And I contend that this is the system. You know, this is the system. You understand that? It's a racist system.
I'm the man in these streets. But these politicians getting paid under their hickory table. And I'm in the streets, that ain't enemy, I'm John Wallet. With the energy, not a politician, I don't pretend to be. But I wanna see a change in my vicinity. Better get active or face a penalty. Went from ratchet to rattling city keys. Thought we was on what we finna be. 400 years, let my niggas free. If you want the same mission, then get with me. Councilman Peters for District 3. John Wallet Price. John Wallet Price. Who I'm feeling good. Like John Wallet Price. Like who? John Wallet Price. Who I'm feeling good. Who I'm looking at.
Hey, yeah, so that's a little bit about myself. You know, I appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all were able to digest that, you know, but without any further ado, let me bring on one of these very, very, very special, very powerful, influential influencers that we have on here. Okay. So where do I start? Okay, well, look, Georgia State Representative since 2019, the first Jamaican-American to become a representative in Georgia. Donna McLeod was born on the island of Jamaica, grew up in Canada. She moved to Georgia in 1998 and became a U.S. citizen in 2012. She lived in the same house in Lawrenceville for 19 years. Donna McLeod is a chemical engineer with over 20 years experience in quality assurance manager engineering. She also is the president/CEO of EnviroQual LLC, a quality insurance regulatory consulting company specializing in medical devices, food, plastic, and pharmaceuticals. Ms. McLeod is the mother of a grown daughter, and she is also a very, very proud mother. Ms. McLeod, representative, do we have you on the line?
Big up to my colleagues. I'm here today to sound the alarm for this disastrous administered primary election we just witnessed. The bright spot belongs to the people that showed up and voted, especially the millennials. Our country is a republic, and to achieve representative democracy, the vote has to be the nucleus. We either believe in our Constitution or we don't. The first three words, we the people, are the only ones that can make this republic a success. Voter participation that is not 100% is a failure. Encouraging people to vote is patriotic.
Hey!
Hey!
There you go. I love that little clip. How are you, Miss McLeod?
I am well, and yourself?
I am blessed, and now that you are on the line, I'm feeling even better.
Awesome.
Yes. Well, so let's get on straight on to it. You know, I wanted to ask you. So, you know, I know who you are, and you've been doing a little research, a little investigating on you.
Oh,
but you know, yeah, you got some information about you, sis. I love you. Very inspiring. But for those of us who have not had the pleasure to, you know, do our footwork on you, can you tell us who Representative McLeod is?
So, I was born in the island of Jamaica, and I actually grew up in Ontario, Canada. Yeah, that part seems to get lost sometimes, only because the distinction of being born in Jamaica made it pretty historic. I actually didn't think I was making history at the time. We were just trying to flip a seed, and someone called me and said, "Do you know you'll be the first Jamaican born to serve in the Georgia Assembly?" And so that kind of got picked up. But I am the mom of a 33-year-old, and I have a grandson who's is 4 years old. I'm an engineer, and for me, basically, doing the most good that I can is the most important thing for me, and trying to make people understand the system a little more easy is very important to me. What I try to tell people is, you are the government. We are the government. There is not a string puppet. If you allow people to stay and you don't participate and vote them out or keep them if they're good, it's on you. It's really totally on you. And what I try to let people know when people ask what is the government is a collection of people paying taxes. Period. In the state of Georgia, it's $28 billion that we collect in taxes from our taxpayers. And my philosophy is that you should get a return on investment. If we're taking money in taxes, then you should get things that basically help make your life a little bit easier. Those things that are big, like making sure we have quality drinking water, air, roads to drive on. But some of the little things, like making sure our kids don't go hungry, making sure our school system actually provides a quality education for our kids. So for me, this is not about an individual, because the whole idea of the Constitution and the Republic is that the people are the voice. And if you participate, you actually hold the system accountable. The problem is people haven't been holding the system accountable. And then you hear, I remember asking people if they voted, and they would say, yeah, I vote every 4 years. Yeah, so what happened to your city council races, your mayor races, your commissioner races? Those are all races that people that are elected that impact your life way more than the presidency does. So just getting people to understand the consistency of making sure you vote consistently in order to make sure the republic works.
Well, right on. So, excuse me, like, you are living, breathing Black history. You know what I'm saying? Black.
I am. It's kind of freaky.
Excuse me if I'm a little starstruck right now. You know what I'm saying? But so, after hearing about your story, I would like to ask, as a Jamaican-American and the first ever Jamaican-American to become a representative in Georgia, like, let's tell us why did you decide to join politics?
So that's a kind of a story that began probably now 22 years ago. So I told you I grew up in Canada. My dad is the nucleus for me being here, because my dad, Jamaica is a commonwealth of Britain, and so is Canada. And in the late 60s, Canada was building its infrastructure, so they needed skilled people to help. My dad happened to be a welder, so he migrated to Canada, and then he took us to Canada, and I grew up there. And I was 30 when I actually came to the States. My father then asked us if we would like to live in the U.S. because he was planning to move down to Florida, because he was also thinking about his retirement. And so we end up saying sure. Well, that was 1991. We didn't get our green card until 1998. And so in between that, we thought about going to Seattle, Washington. New York was kind of not for me because I'd been there in the 80s and I didn't like the way it looked. And I was like, Canada's so clean, and I didn't find New York at the time. Now New York has changed a lot since then. But, and not only that, it was cold. It's still a cold place. I wasn't really interested. So 1996, the Olympics was here in Georgia. And so we end up seeing the Olympics and we thought, oh, Black folks seem to be doing real good down here. Let me try this out. So that's how we ended up coming down here. And when we got the green card, they gave us 6 months to move here. So I moved here in 1998. My political life, I guess, started in 2000 in some ways, because that was the election of George W. Bush and Al Gore. And I remember Florida had called the election for Gore. Mm-hmm. And then about 40 minutes later, they rescinded that and said it's a toss-up now. And I thought, this is strange. So when George W. Bush was being inaugurated, I actually was in Florida, and I had only been here a year and a half, and I was protesting his inauguration. So that's how I kind of started. And then my bigger involvement came in 2004 when I saw then Senator Barack Obama speak at the National Democratic Convention. And I thought to myself, after he brought up his wife and them 2 Black kids, I said, if he ever ran for president, I was going to be there on day one. So that's what I did. Right. I actually went, and on day one, I used to drive down from Gwinnett County. I live in Gwinnett County. I would drive down to Fulton County to help knock on doors. And I remember the first time we went out, literally African Americans were slamming doors in our face. They didn't have the confidence that a Black man could be president. And for me, that's a no-brainer. I grew up with strong Black men and Black women, so for me it was easy to see. It was a little harder for them, but when he won Iowa, that momentum changed. And of course, 2008 was just a really interesting campaign because of the Reverend Wright issue. I remember having to go to North Carolina, and I remember that week that I went into it was when the Reverend Wright was a big issue. They were basically saying he's a radical and all of that. This is a man that served this country, and when he came back, his country was not serving him well. And so they made they made him demonize this man. And of course, they brought the Senator Barack Obama with them. And so it was just a difficult time. But when we went out and actually canvassing, that was not what we saw on the ground. People were ready for change. They were ready for Barack. And so when he was elected, I was at the inauguration. I actually had seating, and I sat behind Tom Hanks. And it was just a beautiful day. It was a cold day in Washington, but everybody was really warm feeling because everybody was happy and just grateful that he was elected. And then I remained engaged. I was registering people over the next 4 years. And in 2012, I was asked by a friend of mine to be the National Director for Voter Outreach for Black Women for Obama. By the way, I was not a citizen at this time at all. I didn't become a citizen until after the election in 2012, which I was very sad about, because I had began the process earlier that 2012, so I could, vote for President Barack Obama, but it didn't come through. But you know what? I actually, engaged a lot of women, and I remember 2012 being a little different from 2018. I mean, from 2008. 2008, everybody was just ready for change and they were excited. By 2012, there was, he had been sitting in the presidency for 4 years, and people were judging him almost as if he was a messiah rather than the president of the United States. And then, of course, he had made his views that he would not stop anyone that was gay from thing, and that upset a lot of African Americans. And what I try to explain to people is that you're worried about the wrong things if that's what you're worried about, because it is about the money that all of us contribute to the society that actually is about, because government is not a moral place. I'm going to tell you, it's not a moralistic place, but you hope that there are people in it with morals, right? But it is not a place where, oh, this is right, this is wrong. This is a place where people pay. In the state of Georgia, $28 billion is collected in taxes from taxpayer. 75% of that money comes directly from the taxpayer through income tax and sales tax. That's 75%. The other 19% comes from fees that we pay, like if you open a business or, you know, your driver's license. Those are all fees. 19% come from fees. Only 6% come from businesses. 6%. And so the vast majority of the dollars collected in the state of Georgia come from us as people that pay taxes. And so what's wrong with us demanding a return on investment? What's wrong with that? Why should we give corporation breaks and not give people break when they need help? You know, why should somebody be starving when we're one of the richest places in the 50 states that we live in? So I think it's important for us to put things in perspective. And when they use labels, you know, it is a mean of categorizing people. Like I don't go with the word minority. I don't, because we're not minority. It was immigration policies that created a majority European in this country. So yeah, so we should never allow people to keep boxing us in. And so when you box people in, right, you basically deteriorate who they are as humans. And so I'm very mindful about that. And I think, you know, when we look at our money that we collect in taxes, we should never say, oh my God, I feel so bad. If you need help, that's the point of the system. It's supposed to be there to make sure that we have clean water, clean air, but also to make sure that we live in a society that is compassionate as well. And I often tell people, empathy is one of the biggest part of being a legislator. You must possess empathy. It is not an easy quality in everybody, but it's something that is needed, right? And so those are the kind of things that when I try to express to people about what your government is about. You know, it's not about liking an individual. It's about making sure the policies that favor you are in place, and that the person that you put in place will help to get it there. And people get caught up in personalities like Bernie or Barack. It's not about a personality. It's about, can that person do what they say they're going to do and get it done? And again, you work with many other people. You know, in the Georgia Assembly, we have 180 members. So your one point of view is not going to carry the day. So you want more people that think like you in the legislation to pass the bills that are good for people.
Okay, yeah, I love that. I think you are on point. And it's, you know, I just let you kept talking because like you kind of went over the points I was going to ask you anyway, you know what I'm saying? But just, you know, just to emphasize, because you did mention local, you know, the local politics, you know, versus the national. I guess I just wanted to ask you more specifically, how important is it for us to all become active in politics, just the average Joe, and particularly on the state or the local level?
So politics is in every aspect of our lives because you pay taxes. So there's no place in your day-to-day life that politics is not playing a part. You go into DMV, you're playing a part, because guess who's paying those people that work there? Your tax dollars, right? You're drinking water, is your tax dollars, making sure that it's clean and recycled. You know, your light in the streets, you know, your light in your house, you know, all of this is political. Now, I don't expect you to be a politician, yeah, but politics is the persuasion part of it. And when I'm running as a candidate, I'm trying to persuade you to vote for me, because I'm telling you that I'm going to be the better person to do your voice, right? And so that's the idea of politics. When you're elected, then you begin to govern. And that's two different things. There's the politicking part and the governing part. And why people will want to stay engaged in your local politics, because it impacts you faster than federal. If you only vote every 4 years, you're missing the boat. That's why you're looking around your community and say, what's going on? Because you're only focused on every 4 years. You got your city council members, you got your mayors, your commissioners. Those are people that are making day-to-day decisions on how you live, whether you're going to pay more property taxes, whether your schools are going to be funded properly. That's your day-to-day. That's your state. That's your local government, your city council, your county commissioners. That's why you need to vote. That's why you need to vote at every level, because it actually truly impacts your life. Anyone who's been elected in office impacts your life, your very life. There are very few things that you do that are abstract from the people that are elected in office.
Right on, right on. Well, I appreciate that. And since we're on the subject, I'm gonna throw it out there. I ran for city council last year. You know, I was the youngest brother in the city to run, and I'm trying to inspire and motivate and make some change.
Which city?
Dallas, Texas.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to tap in with you. I might need some.
Make sure, don't give up, because I ran in 2016 and I lost. Oh, by the way, I was endorsed by then sitting President Barack Obama.
Okay.
I got endorsed again in 2018 by President Barack Obama. But what I didn't do was when I lost by 222 votes in 2016. You know what I did? And I just actually was talking to a young lady. What I did was I crafted what I called a thank you campaign. So I made up cards and I canvassed and I knocked the doors and I said, thank you for voting. Even though the people that I was targeting, they're the ones that did not vote. 1,600 of them didn't vote in 2016. I lost by 222 votes. So I targeted them and let them know, you know what, your vote mattered, because if you had voted, I would have won. And so that's what I did. What I've told this young lady tonight is that, hey, you collect emails while you're doing it. Why not continually send out even a newsletter once a month, just telling people, hey, this is the polling location, or hey, this is going on in your neighborhood, or this event is going on. Still keep your name out there, because name recognition is your highest value. When people start knowing your name, it's hard to get rid of you, because they know you and they know your name.
Well, Seda, I really appreciate that. And I know your time is precious. I want to ask you just one last question. Okay. So the last two elections in Georgia have not gone as smoothly, to say the least. What is happening, or is this just a mismanagement, or is this voter suppression?
So it is, to me, it's voter suppression, because if you actually are genuinely trying to run an election, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. You make it easy for people to vote. The first thing, of course, was they struck down the Section 4 of the Voting Rights Act for pre-clearance in the United States. So then states like Georgia started doing crazy things like, closing down polling locations, and then you got this dude in the White House that's, defunding, the post office. Right. Those are suppression. When you defund or change the time and the date or locations of voting, that's all suppressive moves, right? And so we have to be aware. What I want people to really do is plan your vote. Make sure you go to iwillvote.com. Make sure you first check your registration. Oh, if you're not registered to vote, get registered to vote, please. This is so very important. iwillvote.com. iwillvote.com. You can get registered to vote. You can check your status. You can get an absentee ballot application. And in our state of Georgia, you actually have to request the ballot if you're going to vote absentee. So you have to fill out the application, send that in, and then you'll get back your ballot. What we're asking to in the state of Georgia, instead of dropping your completed ballots in the mail, and make sure you read the instruction on the application, please. And most of the envelopes require that you sign the back of the envelope. Make sure you're signing it and dating it. But we're asking people to drop their ballots inside a drop box. Those are located by the polling locations or at libraries in the state of Georgia. Oh, I know in Gwinnett County, but in the state of Georgia, all of them have drop boxes. So, instead of using the postal service, which is really kind of going slow right now, we want to make sure votes get counted. We can, if somebody puts up a wall, you're either going to jump over it, get around it, crawl under it, but we're going to get through this, because it's the most important election that we have to vote on. It is life. It really is about life and death, because we're almost at 200,000 human beings dead. And that's because of poor leadership. And that's because of elected leaders that did not do their job and put their own needs first. So I'm asking everybody, please, please, please vote, because our lives depend on not just your life. The vote is the most important thing we give to each other. Knowledge is the most important thing we give to ourselves, but the vote is the most important thing we give to each other.
That's right. Well, definitely. I really appreciate all of it, the ism, the motivation, and the wisdom from you, Representative McLeod, and I hope to be hearing from you soon. Thank you for giving us your time today.
Let me give you my website. It's www.electdonnamcleod.com. I think it was scroll on the bottom, www.electdonnamcleod.com, and McLeod is McLeod, just one C. I'm also at, on Facebook, I'm at Donna McLeod 105. That's my district. And then I'm also on IG at Rep Donna McLeod, and at Twitter I'm also Rep Donna McLeod, McLeod. Please, please get out there, vote. Please be safe. Wear your mask, social distance. Viruses does not care about our color of skin or what religion we are, or if we're male or female. It's a virus. It's looking for some place to live, and our bodies is a perfect place for them. They like our warm bodies, and so please don't mistake that it's got anything to do with politics. It's a virus, and it's trying to survive. Just like we're trying to survive, so is the virus.
Thank you, Representative.
Thank you.
Till next time.
Bye-bye.
Well, precious words. Those words were expensive. You know what I'm saying? I hope you learned some. I hope you earned some. But let me introduce this next amazing guest. You know what I'm saying? Randy Fling, COO, Chief Operating Officer of Rollingout and Rollingout.com. I know you heard about it. Rollingout.com is a top resource for breaking Black news, celebrities, videos, entertainment, business, and more, okay? Randy is a highly accomplished and renowned media executive with more than 30 years of success in the technology, digital media, telecommunications, direct sales, and marketing industries. You know what I'm saying? Randy is a valuable asset for established venture-backed digital media companies seeking expert assistance. I said expert assistance, y'all. He has keen expertise that allows him to see and quantify the most meaningful KPIs based on the business type. Let's learn a little bit more about Brother Randy Fling.
Anyway, it's an exciting day. I'm here with Innocent, Whammy. Is that correct? Whammy?
Yes,
Whammy. See, I knew it was wrong. That's why I asked. Double Whammy. Innocent, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Randy.
Oh, no, man. Thank you. We had the pleasure of meeting at an event over at Morehouse, and I had a chance to observe this brother, and I could see how socially conscious he was.
Hi, this is Randy Fling, Chief Operating Officer of Steed Media Group. We publish Rollingout Urban Style Weekly every week in 19 cities around the country, the largest urban cities, D.C., Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Houston, L.A., and so forth. And we're a free weekly source of information that we think is good for our community. We're a lifestyle publication with always a health column, always a finance column. We cover some business people, we cover car reviews, the movies, as well as even more sensitive subjects, be it gay issues, be it HIV issues. We certainly cover those things, as well as the LA celebrity circuit very well. Our readers are anyone African-American from 18 to 45, and we try to do short, informative reads.
We have predominantly minority employees, and they sometimes act different when they come to work for minority bosses and managers and things. And so we tend to have fun, but we also tend to not necessarily treat each other the same way we might at some other, majority company where people know to be, I think just a little more conscientious. I mean, the good part is many of our employees, we're blessed that in one regard they love us more. So on some levels we get more from people than maybe they would give somewhere else. And then on some other levels, we get less. So, you have to learn how to really work with what you're working, with the people that are there, value them, and be able to, try to have longevity.
Sit down. Hey.
How about it there?
Brother Fling.
Yes, sir.
How's it
going? Short. My pleasure.
Hey,
my
man.
pleasure.
Yeah, likewise. You know, I'm not going to keep you here too long. I see you have, man, you got so much going on. Got so much skin in the game. So you know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, absolutely, man. You know, it's interesting, this voter suppression, because I gave it a little bit of thought, you know, before the show. And I said, wow, it just like in 3 minutes, I was able to think about almost like 10 different ways that reflect on voter suppression. Some that we think about and some that we don't. You know, again, I'm Randy Fling. Hello. I didn't mean not to say hello to everybody out there. I've been in this game for quite a while on the media side, the tech side. It's interesting, Miss McLeod, I was like, when she said she's a chemical engineer, and I think you might have mentioned it, and I'm like, I'm an industrial and systems engineer. I'm like, okay. Then when she said she grew up in Ontario, Canada, I grew up in Buffalo. Well, when you leave Buffalo, there's a bridge that goes into Ontario, Canada. I mean, it's like literally five miles away. I could be in Canada, Ontario, Canada. I said, wow, we
straight like that.
And I love that she brought up a point that I had definitely had listed about all the things that the local elections are so important for people. And I don't understand why people don't realize that that's like really, really important. I had a debate with one of my writers after one of our daily shows. We have a morning show on Rollingout called, the Wake Up show every day from 8 to 10. Please tune in, by the way. And, you know, he talked about, we were talking about Trump and how Trump will be putting in new judges and how important it was that all these judges. I said, brother, 85% of all black men that's locked up, it's not from a federal judge. Federal judges handling federal cases, the stock market, they're handling that kind of stuff. Elected officials, federal jurisdiction. But crimes that they're charging black people with, people in poverty, people in impoverished areas, it's a local judge. It's a local prosecutor from the county or the state. So I'm not saying that the national elections aren't important, but the local elections, when you're talking about police reform, it's a local police. It's a local judge, local prosecutor. She made all the wonderful points from the schools to your streets to everything. So please, everybody, think about your local elections because they are literally affect your life more than the national do. But let me go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to appreciate you and thank you for giving that to us. But, you know, Brother Randy, you've been a great supporter of VIPsocio and
absolutely
Atlanta and all around the country. Since we're talking about voting, like, why is it important for, in your opinion, for small businesses to advocate for voting?
Super important. Super important. Once again, let me just say, let's think about things like the PPP loan that small businesses were eligible and that independent contractors were eligible for. If that legislation had been written just a little bit different, independent contractors couldn't have got that money. At first, they said they couldn't. Then they changed, I think, exactly the specific regulations, even after the law was passed, that allowed independent contractors. So I got a lot of friends in business. A lot of them I do business with, but they've got their own one-person company. Many of them were able to get that money, whereas had it just been a little bit different, they wouldn't have. And only like a C corporation, you know, or LLC would have been able to get it. So, you know, the fine details of the law affect small business all the time in so many ways, from everything from, you know, your business license and what you pay, whether you get a liquor permit if you're in the restaurant business, those kinds of things that can affect your business, along with the hours that you're able to keep based on the district you're in and the area you're in. I mean, there's so many ways that politicians control what a small business. I mean, right now, we had a guy on our show from Invest Atlanta. Big ups to Invest Atlanta. They give out loans here. They give out grants here. They helped us here as well, even 4 or 5 years ago. Matter of fact, I want to say 20 years ago, our very first loan was from their predecessor organization. But every city has them. They've got an economic development arm of the city. Well, we had a gentleman on the show, Lonnie Sabor, and he said, you know, people, I've been doing this here, and he's been doing it like 30 years. He's like, people say, do I like my job? How could I not? All I'm doing is giving you back your money. We want our community to apply for these loans. They give those loans at 2% for 20 years. You know, they give grants. You know, sometimes you got to put up the money first, do the work, and get reimbursed. But they're grants. I've seen it work personally. I know that their loans work. I've seen their grants work. So people need to, you know, my pitch and plea to our Black business owners are, you know, make use of these sources. Don't think it's for somebody else. No, you know, they're gonna make you have your paperwork in order. You know, you can't be unlicensed. You can't not know your financials. You can't not have filed your tax returns, you know, and kept proper things for business, which sometimes, you know, we sometimes fall short. But there's no reason that you can't make up for it, get it, and then get your business on, get your loan on, get your grant on. And likewise, becoming a part of organizations that are here for you. So the Minority Supplier Purchasing, that's them, I forget their exact name, but if you look up Minority Purchasing Council, they have one in every state, local chapters. These people are connected to all the corporations, to the large corporations. The United States Black Chamber, we're a member of that. They're out of DC. Wonderful. They've not only connected me to other Black businesses around the country that I'm able to do business with and doing business with, but also to their corporate partners as well. So, I mean, everything about, you know, organizations like that and your politics affect business. But let me just real quick, since I took the time to do it before the show started, I'm going to list out about 10 things I thought of that literally are different ways that people suppress our votes sometimes. And I got the same answer for all of them. Long lines, you know, so all of a sudden they close some of our places and we find ourselves in 2-hour waits to vote. They purged the voter rolls. You used to be on it 4 years ago. Now you go to vote and you're not on the roll. Thank you, Donna McLeod, because I went to my voter page that she gave out. I want to vote. I will vote. I'm sorry. I will vote.com just to check mine. I voted in every election for a long time, but go there. I will vote. I literally put in my first initial, last name, date of birth, and county, and it pulled me up 100% to tell me, was I registered? So don't assume you're registered. You know, you've only got till October 5th. If somehow you've been purged out of the poll, you may not know it if you only vote every 4 years. So please go there, check, and verify that you're registered. And if you're not for any reason, just go fix it. You know, they got a link on there to do it, you know, and you can get an absentee ballot, which is how I voted earlier this year, and we'll be voting again. And like she said, I took it to the library. They have a sealed big box there that you can deposit in and not wonder if the mail got it there. So long lines can be that. Purging voter polls is suppression. Postal problems, the thought of postal problems, the media talking about postal problems, the president that's talking about postal problems make you doubt if it's a good way to go. And that may be the way you need to put your ballot in. And you may figure, well, they done said the post office is not going to deliver them, you know, and so you're not as motivated. You're demotivated to move forward with your voting. But don't be. Please do not be. You know, if your vote gets lost, it's like giving money to a homeless person. If he goes and gets drugs after you give him the money, if he go and do anything crazy with it that you don't really want him to do, get drunk again, whatever, you can't deal with that. You got to deal with what's in your heart, and you got to give for the right reason. So when you give $1 to a person, whether they're faking it or not, you give it, and you got to let it go. It's the same with voting. They might not count your vote, but you don't know that. You got to act like they will and do everything in your power to get it there. Machine hacking. We all know, and again, as an engineer, machines can be hacked. Computers get hacked. Systems get hacked. You know, look at people's credit that has shown up in the public domain. Big companies, Home Depot, you know, Target, all these people have had hacks. So obviously that's a potential way that voting suppression could happen. Ex-cons, people who have past records. You know, unfortunately, more Black men than most per capita have a record. So believing that you can't vote because you have a record, and like you've got down there in the state of Georgia, you had it down there earlier, in the state of Georgia and many other states, once you've done your time, you have the right to go vote. Please register, please. We need your voice just as much as everybody else's, because you have a lot of opinions on things. You've seen a lot of things. Please do it. Voter ID laws. We know that's suppression. You know, people who might not have an ID, may not have a state issue ID. By telling them you've got to have it, it's one more way to stop their vote. And people with disabilities. You know what I mean? When it becomes a 2 or 3 hour wait for a person who's disabled and standing there on a cane, maybe they're not in a wheelchair, but they stand there on a cane. It's a way to discourage people by making that obstacle there. But what I want to say is, you know, we all get past obstacles every day. Being Black in America, we know ahead of time, in this life, you're going to deal with some obstacles that other people don't. Deal with it. Do what you got to do. Be mad about it. Keep having the conversations, but don't let it stop you from going in there and placing your vote. And I say this, do it for the best candidate. You know, like Republicans and Democrats to me are the Crips and the Bloods. and to me, they're literally no better, as much as I hate to say it, because for them, it's all about the team. There is no, let me be a good candidate. Let me stand my ground, whether it's with my team or against my team. Let me stand my ground and literally govern for the people. Now, I understand you have to compromise because you don't, as Ms. McLeod said, you know, you only got one vote. But you need to stand for something. And it doesn't have to do, and sometimes your party, whichever party it is, could be wrong. You need to say that. You got to be strong enough to say it and know that you can go back to the people and say, this is what I do. Yes, I'm a Democrat. And yes, the Democrats, some of them are against me now because I did this. Yes, I'm a Republican if that's the case that you happen to be. Yes, but here's what I did do. Here's where I stood with the Democrats. Here's where I stood with this program.
Hey, Black man, I would hate to interrupt you because you're giving us some jewels, man. But I did want to ask 2 more questions before we had to be working on with limited time. So, just more directly towards media, how let's see, how does media involve? What's media's role in the elections?
Huge. Media's role is large in that people advertise. You know, the people with the biggest budgets do the most advertising through media to get their message brought home to people. I think the stories, every story that's written, a political story that's written, is an opportunity for unbiased reporting or biased reporting. You know, the truth or skimming over the truth and doing clickbait that, you know, get you some clicks on your site. We all want clicks on our site. It's what the web is made of. You know, no shame there. But, you know, the question becomes, are you glossing over things in very general terms and you're making somebody bad just because, you know, everybody else making them bad? Or are you digging down and saying, here are the facts behind it? Forgive me being an engineer. I'm always looking for the facts. Give me just the facts. What did they pass? What didn't they pass? Have they done good works? What bills have they passed that affected my community? And was it valuable and in our best interest? So I think the media, like I say, every single story that's written, somebody's reading. And their view of the political process or person or even the bill that's on your ballot is influenced and biased by the person writing it. So I think sometimes when there's more people in our community doing the writing and their voices being heard, it is a better reflection of our community than the view that other people are giving.
Straight like that. I appreciate that, Mr. Fling. And lastly, if you can, like, you know, I know it's a open-ended question, it's pretty big, but you can just give us like a little synopsis or a point or two in your coverage over the years. What has changed with the regards to involvement of Black youth in the political process, particularly with the Black Lives Matter movement taking center stage?
Great question, man. I remember when Rock the Vote first came out, you know, Rock Nation and them did Rock the Vote, you know, and everybody, I don't see the level of enthusiasm for voting that I did when Barack Obama ran. And I was there, you know, one more thing she and I have in common. I was there at the first inauguration, and boy, it was cold. And I was there at the second inauguration. Would not have missed it for anything. And what I will say is, I feel like And the statistic you gave is very disheartening in terms of the number of people in our age group, in our community, who are not voting. I feel like, since Barack Obama's election and terms, that right now people are less involved. Now, my thing is, every single person who protested, every single person who supports the protesters, you spent hours doing that. So don't complain if you've been completely disenfranchised and it takes you an hour to get back online and get yourself re-registered, and it takes you 2 more hours to stand in line. That ain't but 3 hours. It's just as important as the 3 hours you spent to go protest. People went to DC to protest. I'm all for it. I support it 100%. We had live people out there, live on our show. We're 100% in support of the protest, but I'm mad at you. Any of you that don't also vote, I'm mad at you. It's like you half protested. You didn't really mean it. You did it for the moment. You did it for the blood rush, for the adrenaline, be with the people. But damn it, if you meant it, vote on November 3rd. And there's some elections here in Georgia before that to fill the unexpired the term of John Lewis. There's an election before that even. And then, of course, November, there'll be an election to replace John Lewis, which is an election that hasn't happened in 40 some odd years that he was in that seat. I mean, there was the election every time, but most times nobody even ran against him. But these are hugely important, not just the president. I mean, we're replacing John Lewis's seat, and it needs to be the right person.
Say that.
And I'm sure there's other, big elections in other parts of the country. And, they're all important. They're all important.
Hey, we appreciate your wisdom, your expertise. Randy Fling, COO, tech guru, business writer at Rollingout and Rollingout.com. We really appreciate you, King. Hope this ain't our last time checking in.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So we're back. We have one more guest, Nico Brand. We would like to, let y'all check out this video. Let me get the breakdown first then. Nico Brown, hip-hop artist and social justice advocate, recently conceptualized with collectible kicks and inspiration drawn from social impact leader Oprah Lee. Designed by famed sneaker customization artist Serato. The sneakers just sold at Sotheby's auction for over $6,800.
You are an event organizer and you want to sell tickets online. You know the stress that comes with producing an event and selling tickets. At VIPsocio, we have created the most revolutionary ticketing portal. You can sell tickets, promote your event, track sales, easily check in guests, and even accept cash and credit payments at the door using our VIPsocio Manager app. On VIPsocio, you get instant funding. You get your money as soon as the tickets are bought. No more waiting to get paid after the event. Sign up today. Create your first event, and we will automatically create a special promo webpage for you with all your events on display for your followers to see. Together, we can create a vibrant community with events that appeal to all our unique interests, such as art, music, workshops, and culture. At VIPsocio, we do the hard work so you can focus on producing spectacular events.
innovative. We are skilled. We are powerful. We are beautiful. We are stronger together.
Say, man, we're back. It's VIPsocio. You know what's going down. The hottest, hippest, most cost-effective and streamlined event and marketplace service on the web, on the entire web, and that's facts. So look, let me bring this intro back. Let me bring it back, Jack. This is Nico Brown, okay? Nico Brown, man. Hey, look. Let me introduce this last guest, man. Is he so miraculous and spectacular? We had to reintroduce this brother, man. So look, hip hop artist and social justice advocate recently conceptualized the collectible kicks with inspiration drawn from social impact leader Opal Lee. Designed by famed sneaker customization artist Serato. The sneakers just sold at Sotheby's auction for over $6,800. That's $6,800, okay? Making hip hop history. That brother Nico Brown made history, y'all, okay? The bold sneakers are adorned with song lyrics from Brim Sequel, Hard to Believe, and symbolic imagery, which includes the official Juneteenth flag. Man, that means a lot. Salute to that brother. Nico Brown releases his new lyric video for his new single, Hard to Believe, which says light on the Black experience in America. Man, y'all tune in. Check this video out. Learn more about this brother.
Juneteenth, I wanted to put something extra special together for Father's Day. And I want all of y'all with kids to come closer, because we got a children's book. And it's Juneteenth Children's Book by Miss Opal Lee. And, you know, I want to say now more than ever, thank you to all of our Black dads, to all of the Black parents that are doing what they can to, you know, instill the knowledge to our youth and, you know, to keep them wise, to keep them healthy, to keep them passionate. I just wanted to use my platform to allow for a space for all of us to come together.
You're gonna kill us alone. So, you know, I mean, it's time, bro. It's time, and you are a very necessary part of it. Whether it's through the creativity, whatever it is that you wherever you are right now, I need you to go there because it's time. It's time. That's it.
You feel me? The home of the free, heart of the brave, locked in a cage. I said locked in a cage. Yo. I find it harder to believe that we are one and the same. And the government ain't have a hand in pushing cocaine. I still believe that slavery is in the prison exchange. Man's freedom for the shackle and pain. Don't believe that presidents were ever forced. It's game for the blame.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
What? Bro, was that you, bro, with them bars?
Facts, it was.
What? Oh, my God. Okay, we see why you were a legendary brother, a hip-hop history-making brother. We see that.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
Man, of course, man. I appreciate you tapping in with us, you know, politicking and hanging out with us. Nico, man, I just want to get straight into it, man, if you ain't mind.
Yeah, let's get right to it.
Straight like that. All right, well, look. So what prompted you to get involved with political matters at such a young age, bro, and then just to make music about it?
Yeah, well, you know, it's like, before I even look at it as political, I feel like just getting involved with my people. You feel me? I feel like that was first and foremost. I didn't really, because like politics could get a little sticky, you know what I mean? So I wanted to do something that was, you know, still proactive and that was still representing my people, but it was a way where I could express myself freely and creatively. You know what I mean? So I feel that once, you know, I seen everything that was going on in 2020, I'm like, man, I didn't spend so much time behind the scenes. It's time for me to start really using my platform to, you know, be part of helping that, you know, making that difference, you know?
Hey, straight like that, bro. That's much respect, man. You say you're taking it back to the origins of what this thing was all about in the first place. We appreciate that. So look, just tell me about this then, man. You recently had a shoe, had a shoe auction at Sotheby's. How does that influence your platform, and what can other artists do to make their voices louder, just like yourself?
Well, you know, to have the kicks auction over at Sotheby's was it was crazy, man. It's the first hip hop auction that they had, and it, you know, they held in New York. You know, so you know, me being a New York native and everything that, you know, that hit home, that was like a crazy milestone. And I think for the other artists that, you know, want to continue to project their voices, I think that they should continue to, you know, stand for things that they're really passionate about and things that they really believe in. Because I feel like that's when you get the biggest drive out of yourself. You know what I mean? A lot of times nowadays, artists aren't really attaching themselves to things that they really care about. And it's reflecting in the music and how they really, you know, standing out in relation to all the other artists. So I think it's about, you know, really going for it. You got to be able to put 110%.
So you got to be with it and be committed. You know what I'm saying?
Be with it and be committed. You feel me?
I'm with that, bro. Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of us that need to hear that, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Where you from, bro?
I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Yo, I went out to Austin not that long ago with South by Southwest last year. Yeah. So, you know, I've only been to Texas once, but I like it out there, yo. Food and everything is on point.
Straight like that. We gotta collab when you come back, or maybe when I'm in Brownsville, I'll come find you, bruh.
Yeah, come find me. I ain't too far.
Now, straight like that. Well, look, this my like last formal question that I have for you, bro. Why do you think most youth think that their votes don't matter, and what can you do to convince them otherwise, or what can we do to convince the youth otherwise?
Well, I mean, I can speak for myself. Like, I feel like voting didn't matter because, you know, when I was coming up, and, you know, my grandmother describing to me how the world was when she was coming up, and, you know, me seeing the same things in this same world that has had voting for generations and generations, I didn't really see it as something that was really moving the needle. Because you telling me to go out there and vote, I know you're going out there and voting, but meanwhile, you know, me and Miss Oprah Lee, who's 70 years older than me, can sit here and talk about the same experience. You feel me? So it's like a lot of us don't feel like it's really moving the needle. And I think like the best way we could get involved is like, you know, it starts like, I feel like in the homes, you feel me? Like whether you're speaking to your mom or if it's parents speaking to you, you know what I mean? But I think like the conversations need to start being had in our house. You feel me? But it's like, there's so much, man. Like it's so much, but I think more than anything else, we just got to realize the power in the vote. It's like, it matters. Even if we feel like it don't matter, like, you know, it does. And, you know, with my generation, it's hard to convince us that it matters. That's the hardest part because we not seeing no change. I just watched George Floyd get suffocated for 9 minutes. And you telling me how powerful my vote is, but you've been voting since before I was on this earth. And I'm still going through the same thing. So I think that some of the people that are telling us to vote, they got to meet us where we at. We don't got the same knowledge and experience. We coming outside every day like this shit is a war zone, you know? So I think that it really needs to start in the households, and someone need to start pointing us in that direction. They can't expect us to get that out in school. We got to get that from our crib.
Hey, that's big facts, bro. You man, it was eloquent. You was on point. Every word, every syllable, you hit it on the nail, Jack.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I know, like, we probably the younger generation representing on this whole thing, but like a lot of us feel the same way that you say. You know what I'm saying? And even taking into consideration, bro, like I do music, I do the hip hop thing too, but like I ran for office last year. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna run again, but like even I'm still, you know, on the side of saying, like, just like you saying, like we need to see it and feel it and experience it on our daily, every day. You know what I'm saying? And I think you hit it on the nail, you know what I'm saying? But man, that's really, man, all the questions I got for you, big bro.
But you want to know too, like sidebar, and I feel like that's another thing too that we need to like also like be mindful of. Like you said, with the youngest coming up, a lot of the people that are older than us are looking like us not voting as like negligence. But it's like we're not getting taught this from nobody. You know what I mean? No one is coming to us and really breaking down fundamentally why it's important and why we need to do these things. So before they accuse us of just choosing to ignore it, they have to understand that it's ignorance. We just not aware. We don't know. And at the end of the day, you telling me to wait in that line, for 3 hours. No disrespect to the brother that just came up here, but some of us is coming up in spaces where it's dangerous waiting 3 hours on the block trying to go inside and vote. You know what I'm saying? That there's a lot more at risk for us day to day. That it's like voting may not just be something that we thinking of on a day-to-day basis, And I think that we it just takes a little bit more understanding and bridging the generational gap as opposed to condemning one another. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Like, a lot of people don't realize that, man, we trying to figure out where our next meal finna come from. We trying to feed grandma, feed our niece, our nephew, while we still got to take, hold on to our course load, our work, at school or job or wherever we at, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think they take that into consideration, but, just to have somebody like, like Randy Fling, the COO of Rollingout, to have somebody like that and share his perspective. Let me ask him the question, ask you one of the questions I asked him in regards to the youth participating in this movement. Like what you think about that?
I think that the youth participating is important. I think that we should all be involved with this. I think we should all be getting to it for real. But it's just one of them things, man. It's like we need to. There we go. Yeah, I thought I just dropped you. You dropped off for a quick little second, right?
I hear you though.
Okay, yeah, but I think that it's just all about us getting a proper education, because you also wanting people to get involved, but we don't really know nothing about it. I'm not gonna try to lead the charge or really be involved in something if I don't know. Like you want to know what it is that you're doing. Same thing with music. You're not just gonna get in the booth if you ain't never wrote a rap.
Right.
So I think it's just really about the education and us just getting the resources and the information to know what it is. That's just the main thing. I can't stress it enough. When I was in school, we didn't talk about voting. When I left school and came into the house, we didn't talk about voting. And it's like we need to start creating spaces where these brilliant black minds like Brother Randy can sit here and shed some light on a couple of these things. And that's why I love what y'all are doing over here. You feel me? Like this is like a hub where everybody can come and like receive some of the information that we may not be getting every day.
The VIPsocio. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate your time, Kim Folk. I'm gonna get your line or your Instagram or whatever. We're gonna stay connected, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's all love.
Now, looking forward, man. Look, y'all guys heard it here. Y'all follow Nico Brim. Y'all follow Randy Fling. Follow the representative. You know what I'm saying? Donna McLeod. You hear me? And also be sure to follow. Please follow at VIPsocio and all the guests that joined us tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have the info on that banner. So y'all make sure y'all look at the banner. You know what I'm talking about? And again, man, I'm Brother Shout. My name is Brother Shout. You can follow me on Instagram at Brother Shout. You know what I'm saying? You spell it like that. You know what I'm talking about? Also, you can catch me at my wellness store. I just opened up my first store, a health store in Dallas, Texas, in the hood, where we're trying to give nutritional goods to people who can use that. You know what I'm saying?
And also, let me do a shout out to Ultimate Juices in my hood in Mount Vernon, because I just had a ginger shot today and a cashew punch. So make sure y'all, if y'all out there in Dallas, y'all want to check that out. That's like daily routine for me at this point.
Who was that again?
It's Ultimate Juices.
Ultimate Juices. We're gonna tap in, man.
Out in Mount Vernon, man.
That health is your wealth. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, we tuning out, man. We appreciate y'all. Once again, if y'all want to come politic, man, 4414 South Marsalis Avenue, 75216. That's the address to my store, The Alkaline Hour, or you can go to thealkalinehour.com, THA alkalinehour.com, because you know what time it is, man. It's health time, Jack.
Absolutely.
We are innovative. We are skilled. We are powerful. We are beautiful. We are stronger together.
You are an event organizer and you want to sell tickets online. You know the stress that comes with producing an event and selling tickets. At VIPsocio, we have created the most revolutionary ticketing portal. You can sell tickets, promote your event, track sales, easily check in guests, and even accept cash and credit payments at the door using our VIPsocio Manager app. On VIPsocio, you get instant funding. You get your money as soon as the tickets are bought. No more waiting to get paid after the event. Sign up today. Create your first event, and we will automatically create a special promo webpage for you with all your events on display for your followers to see. Together, we can create a vibrant community with events that appeal to all our unique interests, such as art, music, workshops, and culture. At VIPsocio, we do the hard work so you can focus on producing spectacular events.